community that they are nurturing, and their help and their patience and their enthusiasm was something which is rare and is one of the reasons I think that in the long term they're going to succeed very well here.
I want to thank particularly Maria and Ram, who were great initiatives of this program, and I guess I speak in the name of all participating startups here. Thank you.
I want to say hi to the other countries tuned in. We've marketed this event also in Finland very strongly and in Israel.
I'm going to tell you exactly why, the reasons why you're here and what we're going to get out of the day as well. Please put your hands together for the founder of Accelerator Frankfurt, Mr. Ram. Show up.
Business life, startup life, entrepreneur, it's all about people. Because it is a big day for Accelerator Frankfurt.
I think that it's a wonderful area to actually develop and adopt initial customers.
This feeling that failing is very, very bad. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to do something, you have to have the ability to.
I think the unique thing that Accelerator Frankfurt brings is this connection with Israel. We all know Israel is a startup hub, like the second after Silicon Valley. And what we want to do here in Frankfurt is really create a vibrant ecosystem. And for that, I think it helps that we have this Israeli startups coming to Frankfurt, mixing with their own, with crazy ideas and crazy ways of doing things, with a more stable, down-to-earth, German way, systematic way of doing things.
Banks, VCs, business angels. I think you have the biggest responsibility of nurturing our startup ecosystem. You are the oxygen for the startups.
Maria and Ram, they have a huge background and experience in bringing up startups. So they come from communities in Israel and Finland, where startup is a very strong community and maybe much more active and dynamic than in Germany, and they have brought that spirit to Germany.
No, it's definitely been an outstanding experience, so I would definitely rate it as a 10, for sure.
It would be a 10. Honestly, first program we participated in, but it certainly over-delivered our expectations.
Yeah, it would be absolutely like 100, but if it's at 10, it's close, then I would say 10.
Maybe you've seen me from a distance, or you've heard about me. We even may have met up close. But how well do you really know me? So let me introduce myself properly. This is my high five, my low five, A5. This is me. This is me. This too. This is me centuries ago. This is me today. For me, tradition is the foundation for trying out new things. Big and small. It takes me 23 minutes to get to here, from here, to go here. I've shaped the history of commerce, and my history keeps shaping me. I love big numbers, except when it's the small ones that count. For some, I'm the journey. For others, the reward. If you asked people about my strengths, few would say beauty. You know what? I agree. But the thing about beauty is, it's in the eye of the beholder. I think it's time we finally get to know each other. I am the Frankfurt Rhine-Main region. Become a part of it.
Hi, I'm Alex Van I am Brazilian from Rio de Janeiro. Fun fact about me, I was in the Robin Hood group that tried to save the DAO from when that happened. Why did I become an entrepreneur? So I founded Unilogin, and the reason was mostly we saw how hard it was to onboard people into crypto, and we believe that there should be a way that users can get into crypto and not have to download MetaMask or Chrome extension or a seed phrase. And like we knew that somebody needed to solve that problem at some point, and you're like, hey, maybe that person should be me, right? And then I met Marek and we created Unilogin. I hope that we can, like, from Frankfurt, I'm very happy to be in the Frankfurt Accelerator. And I hope that it's a way for us to weather the storm together, right? I think we are trying to we started a motion to fundraise before the pandemic, and then like the world just changed, and we are like, oh my God, what we do now? And I think this is a great opportunity to lay down a little bit, to focus on just building the startup, learning, making new contacts, meeting great new people, so that when the weather sort of passes, we are still out there and we can focus on just growing the company like we want to. Thank you.
Hi, my name is ruben.merre. I am co-founder and CEO of Engrave, and I'm from Belgium. Engrave is a blockchain technology company on a mission to radically improve your security and your ease of use when you're managing your cryptocurrencies. Fun fact about myself, I love surfing, and I noticed that Ram, one of the co-founders of the program, is actually an ex-pro surfer. So yeah, please accelerate me on that as well. Why did I become an entrepreneur? Well, when I was 8 years old, I had my first tiny little business, and I just loved it. And these days, every day I go to work for Engrave, I just have that same feeling. It's something that comes from inside. It's your nature that says this is what you're supposed to do. What I think I will get out of the program, what I hope to get out of the program is, first of all, obviously grow my network. Secondly, I know that the platform is also used as a due diligence kind of way for potential investors. So I'm confident we will get value out of that as well. And thirdly, we are actually launching our pre-order campaign the 26th of May on Indiegogo. So these 4 weeks are actually running up to that. So I believe we can gain a lot of traction during the time. And obviously, I just want to show you a little sneak peek of our Engrave Zero hardware wallet. Completely offline, you can create and manage your own cryptocurrency accounts. That's it. Next sneak peek will maybe show a little bit more. Thank you very much. Bye.
I'm Gabriel, CEO and co-founder of CoinRule. I'm from Italy, but I lived in London for 11 years, so London is what I call now home. Fun fact about myself is that I play underwater hockey, so yes, it is a sport. I play in the Imperial College team, we get all the equipment, we get under the water 5 against 5. It's a lot of fun, you should check it out. I became an entrepreneur because basically I cannot work for corporates. I have always this need to go the extra mile, to disrupt, to change processes that sometimes are obsolete. And that by nature is not something that a corporate is used to, because sometimes they have their own operations that actually are cash cows, so it makes sense not to change them. So I created my first startup 5 years ago already. It was in the fashion business, but even if it was growing, I stopped it because there was no founder market fit. That's what I felt. The second one was a bit of a drama. The team was not right, so it folded itself. And now I'm on the third one, and it's on the right one, with my amazing co-founders, Oleg and Zenek. We are on the right path, and we are very happy that we joined the Frankfurt Accelerator. Our expectations for the accelerators are very high. We are very happy to meet fellow entrepreneurs where we can learn from each other, but also to meet the amazing network of mentors across Germany, Israel, and all around the world, as well as connect with the investment ecosystem in Germany. So we are very happy that you joined the program, and looking forward to see you there.
So, good afternoon, everybody. It is May 20th, the day that we have been waiting for. My name is Ram Shoam. I'm your host for this evening, along with my co-founder, Maria Pennanen, who's on this call. You'll hear from her shortly. We are the co-founders of Accelerator Frankfurt, nominated one of the top 25 accelerators worldwide. And today you will see our startups pitching, and you can tell for yourself whether it's justified that we're one of the top accelerators. We normally run our accelerator on premises in Frankfurt in our office. I have a virtual background of our office at the moment, as you can see behind me. And then when the COVID-19 started spreading throughout Europe, many accelerator programs shut down, decided not to run on their next program. And we decided to actually take it to a different level. We said, okay, let's not cancel it, let's do it online. However, it would be a bit boring online. Plus, how could we get the startups investors when it's really only private meetings, not shown to the public? And this is where we came out with the idea, why not do it like a live show, live streamed on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And you can follow your favorite startup throughout the program. You can get to know the team, see how the mentoring sessions were. And all the videos are posted on our YouTube channel with the hashtag ACCFM. So feel free to look up the videos over there. Personally, I think the program was a great success. It's much more exciting to do live show rather than just closed meetings. The startups, we have already successes. Some of our startups got investments already. Some of them got clients. Some are running pilots, and you'll hear from them in a bit. I want to thank our production team, led by Team Megert, who was with us for the last 4 weeks of the program. Excellent work. And if you want to run your shows, your workshops, please contact us. I'll be happy to make a connection to Tim. The program has been made possible by our lovely sponsors, Metzler Bank, Silicon Valley Bank in Germany, Helaba Digital, and Frankfurt Rhein-Main GmbH. Frankfurt Rhein-Main GmbH is basically the marketing agency for the whole Frankfurt Rhein-Main region, which has a few cities around, and it's really a great booming area with a lot of capital and a great place for startups to flourish. In addition, I want to thank our strategic partners, which without them, this program wouldn't be at the quality it is. First and foremost, Die Firma, our digital marketing strategy company. They sit with the companies one-on-one to really focus on the digital communication strategies of any startup. And thank you very much for that. Our second strategic partner is A2B Accelerator from Jerusalem, which have been with us from the beginning, helping us set the curriculum for the program. And the third strategic partner is the legal side, Taylor Wessing, which of course, every company raising capital, operating in a financial market would need to look at regulations, and a legal partner is very important to have. Our new strategic partner this program was DeepWork Studio, which helped the startups understand remote working and work with new tools to help them develop their product and business designs. So thank you for DeepWork Studio for joining us as a strategic partner. Our mentors, these are great friends, and really, the program wouldn't be what it is without you. You cannot replace the mentors, and I have to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for being at every single meeting. You did not miss a single meeting. They went seamless. It's very difficult to coordinate everything over online and send you the right links and so forth. but you were there for us. You took time. I know you are busy. You are entrepreneurs yourselves. You are investors, and you really bring a lot of value to this program, to the startups, both previous startups as well as these startups. So thank you very, very much. Last but not least, my startups, which this is my passion. You know, sorry about this. Whew, I didn't know, you know, standing in front of a crowd is hard, but Jesus, doing it like this. You know, in New Year, I went surfing. It was the last surfing trip I had before the lockdown. I was in Bali for 2 weeks, and it was a very special trip because there were great waves, big waves and long waves every single day for those 2 weeks. And surfing is a lot about the external conditions. It's very rare that you have 2 whole weeks with swells. And I came back from that trip to Frankfurt, and I had dinner with my friends, and I was very, very excited to tell them about every single wave I caught during that trip. And my friends are not surfers, but they really love to hear the stories. And I never run out of surfing stories because I've caught thousands of waves in my life. But one of my friends asked me during that dinner, what do I think when I surf? And that's a really powerful question. I've been surfing since the age of 6, and for 44 years, it never occurred to me to actually stop and think, what do I think when I surf? And I think this question is even more powerful these days when we are not living our daily lives normally. We're at home. And there's a lot of reflection being done. And what I do in the water, I was thinking, I actually think about life. I sit and wait for the wave. And I think about, do I have any regrets? Am I living the life I wanted? Am I living it in the right way? And the answer is yes, I am living it in the right way. I have no regrets. I pursued my dreams. I wanted to be a professional surfer, I pursued it. I wanted to surround myself with passionate people. I'm doing it right now. And you startups are a big part of it. You are so passionate, just like we surfers are. And it was really, really an honor and a pleasure to be around you. And this is what keeps me going and gives me personally the drive to do the best for you and to become the best accelerator for startups. We do it from the bottom of our hearts more than anything. With that, I want to wish you all the best in whatever you achieve. You never really leave an accelerator. You are now part of our family. We're always there for you. And I wish you a very great demo day. Let's get the show started, shall we? Okay, now, you know, when I'm sitting and waiting for the waves, I think, but when the waves approach and it's time to perform, think of nothing. I'm in the zone and we do it. So we have to get into the zone now. We have 3 distinguished guest panelists who will be asking the startups questions. I also invite, I'm going to turn off my background because it distorts me a bit. I'm also going to invite the participants, the attendees. If you have a question for any of the startup, raise your hand or just write it for us on the chat and we will ask it. There's going to be 5-minute pitches and then some minutes for Q&A. But before we do that, I want the judges, the panelists, to introduce themselves and explain what makes you capable of judging these startups. So I will ask first of all, Michael Mellinghoff, who's sitting in the UK. How are you, Michael? Wait, just unmute. Okay, now we can hear you.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Yeah, welcome from London. Today is the very first day that is a bit summery, and I would very much like to be outside on the balcony. But of course, I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation, Ram and Maria. My company helps startups to get off the ground. The company is called Techfluence. So we help startups to find investors, to get to find clients as well, and we only do fintech. Why am I? Why do I have the feeling to be here? Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation again. I have been working in the banking for quite a long time, and then jumped ship in 2010 into a fintech startup when the term wasn't really coined. So I've seen both sides. We exited that, and then I went to London in 2013 to mingle here in the fintech ecosystem. So that's why I know both sides, and I've learned my lessons on both sides. And I know the weaknesses of the old world and the strengths and the weaknesses. So that's why I believe I could ask one or two diligent questions. Also, as I'm part of the jury or co-head of the jury of FinTech Germany Award, so I've seen quite a bit of startups in the past few years. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. Next up is Shlomo Amir from Tel Aviv. I see it's very cold and snowy in Tel Aviv.
Oh yes, I wish it was, Ram. Hi. Actually, it's the longest stretch of 40 plus degrees in Israel in history, so I'm not going out on the balcony, believe me. So, hello everybody, great to be here. Indeed, a great program, Ram and Maria. Excellent startups. I really enjoyed every meeting I had so far. Who am I to judge you guys? So I'm not judging you. I hope I can help you. I have a history, diverse history of in the high-tech industry, machine vision, robotics, nanotechnology, but I was never an entrepreneur. I always came second line, helping entrepreneurs and in trajectory for success. I took one of those IPO, I've sold a couple, and hopefully I gained enough experience to show some of the experience which is relevant also to these excellent startups. And just as a full disclosure, in one of my previous visits as a mentor in your company, guys, I met this wonderful company which I'm part of right now. I will not do any advertising, but this is a side benefits that I get. Thank you again.
Feel free to do advertising. It's Easy Send. I think they were on Wave7, if I'm not mistaken. And,
you are correct.
As a mentor, you found a job. That's great.
That's why I'm here. Maybe I'll find my next job here, guys.
Yes. But Easy Send shortly after the program raised a few millions, and they are now expanding into the US market. So hopefully soon with Wave7 startups. Last but not least, Jonathan Karas joining us from Jerusalem. Hi, Jonathan. Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Jonathan Karas here. You can find me on Twitter and Telegram at MadcapsLaugh. I'll type that in the chat. So I've been programming software for about 20 years now. I started a number of startup companies and had an exit. I've built consumer products that have had tens of millions of customers. I've had billions of page views and sold hundreds of thousands of different products over the years. I've been involved in the blockchain space for about 4 years now. I am a partner at Lions Chain Capital, where I do the due diligence on early stage crypto startups. And I also am head of business development for Starkware, which is a scalability and privacy solution for public blockchains. I guess that's my background is an overlap of product design, market research, go-to-market strategy, and core competency within technology. And that's what makes me a good judge for early stage ventures like yourselves.
Awesome, Jonathan. Thank you very, very much for joining us. I hope the startups took note of our panelists here, and happy to stay in touch and put you all in touch with them.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that I have a $30 million grant program, which is looking for the right types of startups. So besides just for giving you advice today, I'd love to follow up with any of you to tell you more about the types of grants that are potentially available to you.
Amazing. Thanks, Jonathan, for mentioning that. Investors always love grants at the end. It doesn't dilute anybody. Excellent. So now we are moving on to the startups. We have one B2B company, business to business company, and the other 4 pitches are more B2C, with the last one will be in the hardware space. And we decided to put the B2B company as the first pitch, Valega. Then we'll have the B2C companies, and towards the end, we'll end with Engrave, who's a hardware company. We usually don't work with hardware devices in the accelerator, but when I met Ruben, I was totally hooked. I was sold. This is something special. So we made an exception, and hopefully we didn't go wrong with that. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the CEO of the fantastic Valega team. I have to tell you guys, you are an extraordinary team. You participated all the core team in every single session. That shows commitment. It shows that you are all on the same line, and I hope it brought you all closer together. Our previous successes, such as Easy Send, such as Align and Smart Mile from previous waves, they were very similar. They were all the team very engaged, and I very much appreciate this. So, CEO of Valega, Sven.Martinsson, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes to pitch, share your screen, and we'll take it to the Q&A. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. And also, Jacob, thank you so much for that very inspiring keynote. I'm going to share my screen here with everybody. I guess everybody can see my screen here right now. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Beautiful. So I'll jump right into it. So a couple of years ago, we actually failed our first blockchain company. And that was because we were too idealistic. We had entered this financial Wild West without any regulations or general trust from the public, and also a lot of skepticism.
Sven, I think I can see actually your time running there.
Oh, yeah?
Let's
see. Is that better now?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, beautiful. So a lot of skepticism from the general market. And what we did was to kind of change everything, was to actually become a deep tech and blockchain analysis company. And why is that? Well, the 5-AMLD, so the fifth anti-money laundering directive, came into play in the beginning of this year. And it really changed the whole sphere of what was going on. It made so that companies would have to be compliant with all of the financial aspects of blockchain, and also in the banking and financial systems. But not only that, but also it allowed for blockchain to grow, become more safer space to transact with, allowing for you to be able to trace and giving this kind of transparency within the asset tokenization. But we did see some challenges with this as well. And that was the rise of criminal activities related to virtual currencies across all sectors. The lack of actually simple yet effective tools for tracking and prevention of these illicit activities. And not only that, but also in the more centralized world, we saw that banks and other financial players were still at risk from cryptocurrencies. So what did? We built an anti-money laundering platform. There you could get automated risk scoring, real-time analysis on transactions going on. We have a very unique database built over 2 years of experience with that. And not only that, but you could do reporting and due diligence checks on transactions and these wallets, in this sense, kind of like the accounts. Not only that, but we also built a Pathfinder. And there you can actually see the decentralized transaction data graphs. You can conduct live investigations, track the flow of assets that are happening on the blockchain, all the way to exchanges. So you really can try and see who the culprits are. Our business model is pretty simple. We cater to B2B and banks, cybersecurity professionals, and government organizations. We do this through software as a service. We can white label the solution completely for the bigger companies, and we also lease it to government institutions. The market is really, really ripe right now. We see that the governance and risk solutions will rise until $51 billion in the next 4 years. And not only that, but the World Economic Forum recently put out a study saying that Bitcoin and blockchain will be household names by 2027, where it reaches its tipping point. And right now, actually, we also see that several banks are applying for Bitcoin licenses, 40 of them in Germany. We do have some competitors out there. We feel that they are very complex to use. They have a very high cost, and you really have to, they are very catered towards the investigations, and that you really have to be a professional to use this. We decided to automate a lot of those things, make it user-friendly for basically everybody, and we can be very cost-effective for compliance teams. We have achieved some things in the past few months that we've been working. We were the first company to be backed by the government in Finland. We won the innovation pitch at the Tallinn event for cryptocurrencies. We have some Nordic clients, a lot of that also thanks to Accelerator Frankfurt. And we're actually in negotiations with some of the Fortune 500 companies right around the world. Our team is built up by professionals within digitalization, investment banking. We have some PhDs developing the core codes, as well as we have some pretty sturdy advisors and internationalization experts, and as well cryptographers working with multiple patents behind their belts. So we're very happy about our team, and we really believe that we have built something very cool here. We're opening up around for between 200 to 500K. The capital deployment will be mostly research and development, as well as trying to scale the team and internationalize to the markets in Central Europe, DACH, starting with that as well. So yeah, that's about it from us, a short description, and of course we can talk a lot more in the private sessions. But thank you very much for listening, and let's go to questions.
Spot on. Thank you very much, Sven. You did it in 4.5 minutes, so well done. Panelists, yeah, the floor is yours. Feel free to ask the questions.
Do you have any paying customers today? And if so, can you talk a little bit about your business model?
Yeah, so we do have some paying customers. Of course, we just started kind of commercializing just a few months ago. And that is, of course, when you're building a compliance tool, you really need to know that the tech works and that you're not doing anything that would kind of harm the customers. But in the months that we've been active, we now have 3 customers, and we have a few on the pilot stages. And they are all these kind of early adopters. So these are crypto exchanges, and they're set in the Nordics. We're hoping to expand one more in Central Europe. But yeah, so they are working under the software as a service scheme. This is kind of what we play with when it comes to the exchanges and the B2B section. So monthly payments.
When you take on a new customer, do you have to integrate with their existing solution? Can you just describe a little bit about the friction?
Yeah, so we do have the APIs, which you connect through an API, and you can use the service as is on our website. We have the full capability to that as well, but you can integrate that into your own existing systems, CRMs and such. So it's a fairly simple integration and standard API.
Thank you.
You benchmark yourself against Chain Analysis, who I think were the first in this field.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned their system as being fairly complex. So in how far does yours differ from them if yours is so much more user-friendly?
Well, actually, we have seen that, of course, our competitors, many of them are very feature-heavy, right? And sure, you can do a pretty big analysis on those systems, but when it comes down to just becoming compliant and staying compliant, we feel that we have taken away a bunch of features that we felt were unnecessary, and we have gotten that feedback from quite a lot of different organizations that, you know, it's nicer to have a bit less features and really focus on what's important, because that also gives us the speed to be able to do analysis. And not only that, but you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be a professional investigator. You don't have to take courses for 3 weeks courses to use the system. You can really just start using it quite simply, actually. As long as you know what you're looking at, it's fine. You know, as long as you're working with crypto, you'll probably quite easily grasp what it is you need to do.
Hi, Sven. A couple of questions from my side, please. If you can elaborate, what is the onboarding issues you are facing, if at all? Meaning, how easy it is to take your product on board? That's the first one. And second, of course, as you already mentioned, I think in one of the meetings, your technology is evolving with the world. Let's call it. It's a never-ending story. So, how do you see your ongoing supporting efforts that you will need to put behind your customers as you progress your platform?
That's a really good question. So like when we're onboarding new clients, they already very often know that they have to do some form of compliance, right? And that is because the regulations are existing and they've been pushed everywhere, but they just don't know how. So the first step we always do is to actually educate them on how the regulation looks like and where our tool would be most relevant for them. So even if they're implementing different features of our tool, we really try and trickle it down to like, what is it that you actually need so that you can be compliant already tomorrow, right? And we on the pilot clients that we had, in the beginning, it would take maybe 2 months to implement our tool and really have that process going down. But now, the past few months now, we see that this takes just a mere 2 weeks and they're implemented and they can already start using the tool quite flexibly. And not only that, but in the past few weeks during this accelerator program, actually, we have even been able to add another set of coins. So to really develop and be able to analyze not only Bitcoin and Ether, but also the other coins that are coming in right now in the next couple of weeks. So that is kind of part of doing this development. But not only that, but the COVID-19 situation has also led to a lot of ransomwares, right, happening. And a lot of them are Bitcoin scams. We have been able to meet that demand quite effectively, if I may say so. And that's really, thank you so much to our team to have really built this, like our CTO. Thank you, Josh.
Awesome, guys. We are running out of time. Just one quick question we have from one of our mentors. She sent a message, Rita Müntunen. How do you think is the German market ready for something like Valega? If you can give me a 20-second answer.
I think absolutely. We already saw that the financial institutions are going for Bitcoin brokerages. And yes, even though we're talking about huge banks, that doesn't mean that SMEs aren't going to do this as well. We saw, for example, Bitvala being one of the companies in Germany also now really trying to expand to getting their financial licenses, and situations like ours, solutions like ours can really help that.
Very good. Excellent. Sven, thank you very much. Please check the chat. I believe someone's asking about your valuation. I'd rather you take that offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So reply to the attendees' questions on the chat. And without further ado, I'm moving to our next company, CoinRule. They're having great traction, and full disclosure from my side, I am also a customer of CoinRule. So please, Oleg, pleasure having you. Take it away.
Thanks, Ram. You guys can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thanks also to Accelerator Frankfurt for this opportunity. So making money can be fun. If you're a millennial investor today, chances are you're buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies because it's fun and the market moves fast, so you can actually make some money. For our millennial investors, it feels almost like a computer game that they are familiar with. But after a bit of buying and selling, the millennial investors realize something that a lot of traditional traders have long discovered. Today's financial markets are mostly moved by bots, by high-frequency trading firms and hedge funds. So a millennial investor finds themselves left with no time to compete, not the right skill level, and also not the risk appetite to be able to fight against these hedge funds. They're left without a weapon. CoinRule is the weapon that will let the retail millennial investors fight back against these professionals. We allow our users to build automated trading strategies. So if the price of Bitcoin goes up 5% and the volume increases 3%, buy $100 of Bitcoin and sell when it reaches that price. You press launch and the rule goes live into the market. It's that simple. We connect and run on different cryptocurrency exchanges, and we will also soon be adding non-cryptocurrency asset class. So today, the product has been live in the market for a few months. We have reached over 10,000 users, and we've been growing 35% month over month. Our users are very active. They are creating over 13,000 strategies per month, and we are currently at an annual revenue run rate of around $40,000. One metric we are specifically proud of is that our users are actually able to get the benefits from using CoinRule. When the markets recently crashed, 67% of our trading strategies were in profit. Some users trade with aggressive strategies, some with defensive. Our users were protected by our defensive strategies. And we have recently published a study about this. We have happy users in over 130 countries, primarily in the US and UK, but also Western Europe and emerging markets such as Brazil, Indonesia, and China. So today, CoinRule is a smart assistant that allows automated trading strategies, but also gives users a learning experience and makes it fun for them to trade and to build strategies. We give users the possibility to be in control of their active investing. They might want to have most of their funds in some passive investment vehicle, which is fine. But if you want to trade even 10, 20% of your assets more actively, which more and more people around the world are doing, then CoinRule is the right thing for you. Someone even called us Sapir for finance. We are three founders. Gabriele, our CEO, comes from a product UI, UX design background. He built the UBS Neo trading platform. He was at the MIT and he also worked at Lloyd's Banking Group. My background is in banking from Citigroup, and I was at the University of Oxford previously. And Zdenek, our CTO, is a very experienced full-stack developer with a cybersecurity background. Our full team is 6 people full-time and 1 freelancer. We are based in London and in Czech Republic. Our advisors are our previous investors from last year when we raised 250,000 USD from MKB Bank, and also 2 angel investors. Robin Bate, one of our advisors, is a successful entrepreneur with multiple exits. We have multiple affiliations. Most prominently, our CEO went previously through the FCA Sandbox. That's the UK bank regulator. And we will be applying for a regulatory license later this year to be able to offer more products. Our pricing model is straightforward. We charge a monthly subscription. There are no transaction fees and no hidden costs. It's basically like Netflix, but it makes you money. Our roadmap is very exciting because we are trying to give our users and investors the opportunity to make the most out of the market. We will let them follow other users' strategies. We'll let them test their strategies on historical data, and we'll make it all fun. And on top of that, our users will be able to trade assets across the board, from stocks, cryptocurrencies, FX, to also decentralized finance opportunities. Today, we are raising a seed round of 400,000 GBP. That's around 500,000 euro. Around 35% of that round is already committed. And we are looking forward to connect with all of you and discuss if you're interested to join our round. Thank you very much for your attention. And please, I'm looking forward to all your questions.
Thank you, Oleg. So you've heard from the founder of CoinRule. Questions?
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the competitive landscape?
Yes, sure. So there are about 3-4 main competitors for us. Primarily there's one based in Russia and one in the US. So Madrex, 3Commas, and CryptoHopper. Their main distinction here is that they focus on really the professional advanced users. But for those types of users, there's already, in our opinion, plenty of tools out there. Our focus is to make it very easy for the regular investor, the regular trader, to be able to compete, which is the main distinguishing point for us.
What do you plan on accomplishing with this raise, and why this amount?
So we are raising to focus currently on growth and also to employ additional developers, because we have an entire pipeline of requests from our users. So it's entirely focused on building based on the user feedback and the customer requests we have already received. This amount we are raising because we evaluated based on how much revenue we have, how much revenue we are expecting to be at by the end of the year, that we will soon not necessarily be even dependent on additional investor funds, and we will be planning to raise a bigger Series A in the middle of next year.
What is your target?
Oh, sorry, Michael, you muted yourself.
Michael, you muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you very
Target
well.
market. Hi.
Hi. So our target market are millennial investors, so really people between the age of 28 and 40, young professionals who have a bit of savings and they're looking to invest them more actively.
And in which country?
So the majority of our users right now are in the United States and in the UK, but we're also getting a lot of users from Western Europe. As I was mentioning briefly, we have some really good connections also in Asia, where a lot of the crypto retail market is based. So for example, we are developing a partnership with the leading exchange in Indonesia, but we are also in touch with some of the Chinese exchanges. So we've been developing also in those markets.
How many paying subscribers do you have now?
So we currently have 88 users who are paying.
Do you think that, at least in the traditional world, the sweet spot of the investors or traders is more 45 plus? Once you've had a job and you have a bit of money to play with or to invest and so on. So what is assuming that this is similar also in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, what is an exit scenario for you?
That's actually an excellent question, specifically around the age group, because just before lockdown, we were sitting with one of the leading UK brokerages, talking to them about the partnership so we can trade non-crypto assets as well. And they were very interested, so it's a discussion we are having. And they explicitly told us that their user age profile is in that 45 plus age group, whereas our users are about 10 years younger on average. So for them, that was actually quite interesting because they're interested to explore new markets. In a way, the market, like I kind of touched on that slightly, our users like this gamified experience. It's something like it needs to be fun, it needs to be flashy, it's a bit different. I think that's partially because our users are really like these millennials, as I said, who are used more to computer games. So that's something like really important to keep in mind. So that's why I would say what we are seeing is that actually this is exactly the age group we want to be targeting at this point, because we think that these users are really more kind of crypto friendly, and this is where the market sits. Sorry, did that answer your question, or was there any other aspect?
The exit scenario.
Oh, the exit, exactly. Sorry, I knew that. So in terms of exit scenario, we actually already spoke to one of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges. So they were interested. We asked them initially about investing. They said, look, we don't invest, we buy companies. If you grow fast enough, we will buy you. That's literally what their head of M&A told us. So one obvious exit possibility would be to sell to one of the existing players in that space, potentially also to one of the traditional brokerages, just simply because there is a certain fit. Now, of course, as founders, we don't want to say this is exactly what we are planning to do, simply because, we want to be in this for the long term, and, you have to see a bit how these things come.
I can't resist one question. Would you accept exit proceeds in crypto?
Yes, I would. It depends on the crypto, but yes, I personally would.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for the questions.
Any cooperation you have in the pipeline with some third parties to promote your platform?
Yeah, so actually we've partnered up with a number of crypto exchanges. We're about to launch a partnership with Kraken Futures, which is part of Kraken, one of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges. So they're putting PR and also a budget behind this. We have partnerships with Liquid, Bitpanda, which is one of the leading exchanges in Central and Eastern Europe. We have a partnership also, we have a broker, we are part of the broker partner program at Binance. So we actually get a kickback for trading fees from them as well. And the other one is Indodax, which is the Indonesian exchange I mentioned, which is the leading exchange there. So that's part actually of our marketing strategy, really, to partner up with them more closely.
Great. Shlomo, I'm going to have to cut you off for the sake of time and respect to also the attendees. Oleg, terrific job. Thank you very, very much. And we are moving to the next company, which is Unilogin. And we have Alex all the way from Rio de Janeiro. Hello, Alex.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Good morning to you.
Perfect. So good morning. So wait. My name is Alex van der Sande, and I helped launch a blockchain network called Ethereum. And the reason that we actually did it is that because we really believe that in a world where anyone anywhere should have access to things like financial instruments, the means to self-organize, to collective actions, loans, a fair card system, basically everything that we take for granted in a developed society. But here's the thing, like anywhere means that it must be non-custodial, right? Because data right now is a liability. If you hold data for your customers, then it means that you are a middleman, and then you're back to having geographical restrictions. And anyone, like if you want, we cannot expect 1 billion people to become crypto experts overnight. That's not how we got 1 billion people on the internet. We cannot expect them to do exoteric steps that will have, if you miss a single step, you lead to catastrophic failures and hacks and things like that. Which leads to an interesting question. What is you? What is the online version of you, right? And I think it talks about the crux of what's wrong with usability on the blockchain right now, in my opinion, because it all relies on either you having or not having one particular number. And yet, I think we believe that you are a multitude of devices. You have some devices that have biometrics, like Touch ID, fingerprint, face scanning. Some devices have passwords. Some devices you keep with you all the time in your home, with your possession. Other devices you keep safely in your home. So we believe that the best representation, the best digital representation of you should be actually a democracy of your devices. And I'll go on more on that, but if you're also not a number, how do we even start solving the problem? And we start with a name. The first thing we ask for every user is simply a name. And from that name, because we believe that everyone should have a name that identifies themselves or at least a pseudonym. And the next thing that we try to do is try to get them to fund, not with crypto, Ether, or Bitcoin, but with anything that is best for them. So if you're in the United States, maybe you want to have dollars and you want to pay with Apple Pay, and we'll be able to fund your things with DAI. DAI is just a digital dollar, basically. And that means that, like, very quickly, without having to even write up the credit card, you can get from nothing to have a username and to have funds in your account. And then boom, you're signing, you're already using an application on the blockchain without having to download anything, without having to go to another device, without having to install and have seed phrases. And now you're already using it. Now let's go to this idea of democracy of devices, because now, let's say you want to have a second device. How you do it? You also type a name. It's all based on this username that you have, and you receive a notification on your previous device saying, hey, is that you? And then you just approved it, and then boom, you have a second device. And the idea is that for every app on every device that you're using, you have a different key. And those devices and those apps will, because your assets are now in a magic cloud, with this magic internet cloud, you can have some limitations. You can say, look, this particular app can only use this amount of funds, and if they go overboard, you receive the notification saying, hey, I think your app is like, this app is trying to spend that much money. Do you want to accept it, or do you want to revoke that? And that really is what unilogging is all about doing. That is really, we are solving the problem of the blockchain usability, not only for you, not only for ourselves, for our wallet, for any app. We are bringing the power of the blockchain into like the experience of the web app, and we are giving the power of the blockchain into any web app. And more importantly, we are giving the experience of usability to any blockchain. And that's really how we make the money, because we are bringing the users through us. We offer premium services, like if you want to have custom domains or your custom brand or even your custom tokens, then we offer you a premium service for an otherwise free account. And who wants this? Actually, a lot of people want it. We've been invited, and we gave talks on every single important crypto conference out there. And we've been onboarding new apps every week, and we have like a large list of people who are interested in integrating with us. And who are us? So I introduced myself already, and Marek is my co-founder. He is a successful entrepreneur. He already exited a company in Poland, and we have like a very lean team in Poland, Brazil, and United States. And that's who we are. Thank you.
Awesome, great job, guys. I see some people clapping there. Questions?
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about security issues around having the centralized app?
So that's an interesting thing. We don't have a centralized app. What we actually offer is a non-custodial solution. So basically, what you do is that every app you log in, every app you use on the system creates a new key. So if you have, let's say, if you have 3 or 4 websites, and maybe you downloaded 3 or 4 mobile apps, each one of those will have access to your. Will have limited access to your account. So there's no one single point of failure that can access and destroy or hack your account. So it's really like we are trying to. In the end, what's happening is we have a multi-sig
investing for coin. You see in the chat.
Ram, you're unmuted. So did that answer your question, Shlomo?
Yes, you did. And one other thing about you stated about is your revenue model right now. Where are you right now in your customer base build-up, and what's your plans for the remainder of this year?
Yeah, so we are focused right now on just onboarding app developers, and we are just onboarding them, everyone on the free plan, because we want to experiment. We want people to test and have a feeling. We haven't started rolling out the premium plans and the premium features, but they are there.
So how many active users, if I can ask?
We just really started onboarding people recently, so we don't have any number that we are showing at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
How you're covering gas costs in the background. Do you have any estimates as to how much it costs you on average per customer?
Hi, Jonathan. We are not necessarily covering all the costs. We are offered the solution to cover the costs, and I think that's different. We the basic plan is that we allow the users to pay their gas costs in DAI or in any token, really. So the user is paying their own gas token, the gas cost. It depends. So the cost will depend on the gas cost and the gas price at the moment. But to create a new account usually will cost like a few cents, usually 30 to 50 cents in a moment that is very low gas. But we only need to incur that cost when the user is actually using that and depositing money. We can allow the user to use the app and test things around for free.
Any further questions, gentlemen? No further questions. Okay. So Alex, terrific job. I like the presentation. Thank you very much. And you are bringing blockchain to the masses, I have to say. I can't wait for this to be a big thing. Thank you so much. Okay, and we're moving to our next company, which is Amon. We have Daniel here. Hello, Daniel.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, great. So my name is Daniel. I'm the CEO of Amon. So at Amon, we have the mission to bridge cryptocurrencies with traditional currencies. We know that most of the crypto users at the moment, they use cryptocurrencies as investment. So what we did, we created a great investment product, which is called Amon Earn. It's a very simple product and also very similar to saving accounts. So users basically deposit cryptocurrencies or stable coins, and they earn between 3 to 12% yearly interest, which are released weekly. So you receive the interest every Monday. It's also a great product considering today's negative interest rate on traditional currencies. But we also know that the crypto users are using euro and pounds when we talk about the European market so for their daily shopping. So what we are doing, we are launching a debit card, which is connected to our crypto wallet, but users will be able to use it with euro and pounds. It took us more than 12 months to receive the approval of this card due to all the compliance and regulatory framework issues. So this is in a glance what our users can do with our wallet. So users can use our crypto, stable coins, and also euro and pounds. They can exchange between them. They can use the Earn product, our investment product. They can also spend euro and pounds through our card or their crypto with our card. And we are also integrating an investment assistant, which will help users to understand better the market and take better investment decisions. So our wallet is live. You can download it on Android, iOS, or also the desktop version. And we have 1,500 users active. 1,400 of them already used our investment product. We have asset under management for around about 400,000 euro. We have been awarded as one of the top disruptive company in May 2019 at Malta AI Blockchain Summit. And we have the debit card approved. We are launching in 25 EU countries with UnionPay. So this is an important slide. So a lot of people still think that crypto is a niche market, but it's not anymore. If we look at the reports of Cambridge University, it states that from 2016 to 2018, the crypto users grew from 5 to 46 million. If it keeps growing at this pace, there will be 800 million users in crypto in 2022. If we only consider the European market, which is what at the moment we're focusing on, there will be 217 million users in crypto. And if we just reach 1% of them, there will be 2 million users using the Amon wallet in the next 3 years. There is a lot of wallet out there, but if there is no competition, actually, there is probably no market. So if we go then in deep over the competitors, we see that in Europe, at least, we have just 6 crypto cards. Most of the wallets, they only focus on a crypto wallet. There is a big high barrier of entry. As I said before, it took us more than 12 months to receive the approval for this kind of card. And there is still a huge market potential. There is also the fact that most of these wallets, they don't focus on investment products, and also they don't have the investment assistance that we are integrating. Our revenue model is quite straightforward. We make money just very similar to a bank. So we make money from card transactions, interchange fees, withdrawals, interest of the earned product, and exchange rates. This is a little bit our milestones over the past 2 years. We have done an ICO in April 2018 where we raised $1.5 million USD in cryptocurrencies. We launched our wallet. Last year, we onboarded a new institutional investor, which is called MKB Bank. It's one of the largest banks in Hungary. Then we launched our exchange and earn product. And this year we onboarded another investor, which is a VC and incubator in Italy, which is also part of our next round that we are doing at the moment. So our team is composed by 3 founders. Myself, I have a financial background in insurance. I also started up formally a legal marketplace, which is now successful, together with my brother Chris, which is our CTO. He's a full stack blockchain developer. Jules is also another founder and is also a blockchain full stack developer. We have also Sava in our team. Sava is our business angel. He's a UK-based lawyer, so it's very handy for us with all the compliance issues that we have. And then, as I said before, in our market cap, there is already MKB Bank and Digital Magics. So we are ready basically to launch our card and investment product. We mainly focus on millennials in Europe. Our target is not just limited to European, but at the moment our card will only work in Europe. Mainly white collars workers, travelers, freelancers. We're also branding ourselves as an ethical fintech, since we allow users to donate to charities. If you want to join our Telegram group, we have around about 3,000 users there that you can talk to. So we are raising at the moment 500,000 euro. As I said before, we are set to launch our debit card in 25 European countries, to launch our investment assistant and expand our users base and asset under management. So I'm ready for any question.
Terrific pitch, Daniel. I know how hard you worked on it and how hard you worked through the program. And I love the way Amon looks. And I've even seen your projections and the figures, and very attractive business. Go ahead, guys. Ask questions.
So BlockFi was hacked yesterday, which is a crypto lending. Can you talk a little bit about your security?
So yeah, I can talk about security on 2 levels. So there is a crypto security, and then there is the part of the fiat currency, so euro and pounds. So regarding the euro and pounds, we have FCA regulated providers. So we provide every user with a virtual IBAN for both euro and pounds. So basically, when a user sends into our wallet euro or pounds, these pounds are arriving in our bank account, which is with our FCA regulated partner. And from this account, then we displayed it in our wallet. Regarding the cryptocurrency, which is the most, I would say the most critical part. So we work with BitGo. BitGo is a SEC-regulated entity in the US, and is a custodian provider. Here, I could go a little bit more in detail in terms of hot and cold wallet. So we use this system, which is used in most of the exchanges. So you only keep a small portion of the user funds in what we call hot wallet. The hot wallet is basically BitGo wallets. So when a user sends the funds into our wallet, they hit the hot wallet of BitGo. And then there are microservices which automatically send these funds into our cold storage wallet, which are much harder to hack, basically. So if there is any vulnerability on the servers, only 5 to 15% of the hot wallets, also of what is left in the hot wallet, can be vulnerable. That's what happened, for example, also to Binance. They lost quite a lot of Bitcoins because, of course, their volume is quite high. So they have to guarantee the transaction. They have quite a lot of liquidity in the hot wallet. And yeah, that's on the crypto side. Yeah.
Does deposit insurance on client level?
There is an insurance of 100 million on the BitGo. Yeah, BitGo is insured.
But that's for all clients. It's not like the 100K in Euro countries for each client, because the accounts are not segregated in fiat.
No, okay. So on the fiat side is different. So this insurance is only on the crypto side. Okay. The euro and pounds is basically, so the only risk is that if they attack the servers of our FCA regulated partner, which is it's very rare, that we hear that a bank has been hacked, basically. So the vulnerability is more on the crypto side. That's why we decided to go with BitGo. There is a lot of custodians around. BitGo is one of the top Yeah, if we refer to the formal presentation of Valega, it's like the chain analysis of the custodians providers. So it's more expensive, but they have great resources, they have great IT, they have a lot of funding. Yeah.
But the bank could go bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if a bank is attacked, probably they will go bankrupt. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, I think anyway we're out of time. Daniel, thank you very much. Perhaps send the attendees your email on the chat, but in any case, your phone number is there, and looking forward to hearing more from Amon. And we're already down to our final pitch, aren't we? Which is Engrave. Engrave are launching their Indiegogo campaign in a few days. I'm here to welcome Ruben.merre, the CEO of Engrave. Ruben?
Yes, hi everybody. Can you see my presentation?
Yes. Yep.
Am I good to go?
Good to go.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Ruben.merre. I'm co-founder and CEO of Engrave. And Engrave is a digital asset security company on a mission to radically improve your security and your ease of use when you're managing your digital assets in cryptocurrencies. 2 years ago, me and my two co-founders, we came together with the same problem. And that problem was, which solution would we fully trust with our very first till our very last Bitcoin? We simply couldn't find any valid answer. So we decided to build it ourselves. And we also looked at the markets, and the numbers still confirm our own experiences. So 2019 completely pulverized the previous hacking record set in 2018, topping a jaw-dropping $4.5 billion in crypto, in stolen crypto. And not only are hacks increasing in size, they're also increasing in frequency, and we're really talking about millions every day. So today, 2 years later, and several world-leading partnerships further since we set out on this journey, I am standing here or sitting here before you, and I can tell you that we have built it. We introduce the first solution ever that empowers you to start truly owning what is yours. So we developed an end-to-end solution to seamlessly protect your crypto. Our flagship product is the Engrave Zero. Also have a look at my screen. And it's a hardware wallet that is 100% offline. So you generate your private keys completely offline and they will never be exposed afterwards. No USB nor any kind of network connection is required. Simply a simple on and off button, and you have zero remote attack vectors and maximum peace of mind. We also certified the firmware for EAL7, the highest security certification in the world, and the only one in blockchain. So that is how serious we are about your security. In case you lose your device, we built the Engrave Graphene. It's a durable stainless steel solution, an encrypted puzzle consisting of 2 parts for, again, improved security. And our mobile app called The Liquid takes care of the direct communication with the blockchain so that you can actually in real time check your portfolio. And any communication between the app and the Engrave Zero hardware wallets occurs through QR codes that never contain any data on the private keys. And to ensure future growth, our hardware wallet is also designed to easily interface with third-party solutions. The last 2 years and where we are today prove the strength and complementarity of our founding team. And what is crucial to understand in our story is that from the outset, we knew that if we wanted to build the best product, we needed the best partners. So we went knocking on the door of the world-leading research and development hub for nanotechnology called IMEC, who also made the first equity investments. And a few months later, we did the same with COSIC, the world-leading research group for applied cryptography and applied and hardware security. And we have gathered many other strategic partners of equal reputation over time. The hardware wallet market is projected to increase times 40 to just under $9 billion in the next 5 years. In our case, our backup solution, Graphene, will add in even more revenues. We have a highly competitive product, and we are confident that we are well positioned to become at least a top 3 player in the industry. And our goal is to reach 10 to 30% market share of this market. And our conservative estimates for 2025 are around $100 million in turnover. This includes a go-to-market where we start B2C and gradually over time include B2B. And in 6 days from now, the 26th of May, so next week, Tuesday, we're actually launching our pre-order campaign on Indiegogo. Shipping is for October. And then we have also planned a crowdlending campaign after the summer. And we also want to do an equity round in the second half of the year of about $2.5 million to operationalize and expand our B2C vertical. And with the funds, we will also be able to start tailoring our solution towards the B2B verticals. So we are days away from launching. So definitely have a look for yourself at our website. Send me an email at ruben@engrave.io, and I'll put you on a special VIP list. And last but not least, we are also interested in talking about our future investment rounds. And with that said, you're all one step closer to start truly owning what is yours. And it's not over yet, people. What I want to show you now is a quick demo of the device in action. So here on the screen, you can see how these screens look like in quality versions, because obviously now I have to use a camera here right with me. Can you see this?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so what we do here is we actually are able to create a new wallet on the device. We support mnemonic phrases, so 24 words, but we also have invented a new kind of wallet. We call it the Engrave wallet. And the first thing you have to do is you have to determine a PIN code, just like this. And then what we do is, like existing hardware wallets, they completely rely on the interior chip to make the true random number. We also include external factors so that we can actually remove all of the potential backdoors in the device. So in this case, we're actually taking three images of the fingerprint. Voila, the fingerprint has taken it. We also include light that comes through the light sensor in the camera in the back. And then you actually have a real-time process where you as a user interact with the key. So the key itself, you can unfreeze it and freeze it as much as you like. And basically what you're doing is you are ensuring yourself that even the makers of the wallet have no idea what your key could be. In contrast, existing hardware wallets, they just give you a key. So there might be a chance that they actually have a database of all the keys they ever made. And this interaction process goes as far as that you can just highlight a couple of these blocks in your key. You can do that as much as you like. And basically you will end up with a completely unique key only ever seen by you. You can then make a backup on our thin plates, these, and then you can actually have all your coins at one single tap away. So you can just say, I want Ethereum, I want Bitcoin, I want Ethereum Classic, I want to look for a specific coin right here. Voila, and I just, let's say, go look for Chainlink. There it is, Chainlink is selected, there's Chainlink, and that is how simple it actually is to create your full wallet, and then you directly can go to your dashboard. And that's obviously where the whole story of managing your crypto begins. Thank you, that was my presentation.
Awesome, and compliments to the cameraman. Do you have someone standing beside you taking the camera there?
That's just me. No, it's one of my co-founders, of course.
Very nice, very nice. Go ahead, questions.
This is a pretty big endeavor. I'm just curious how you can be assured. You know, one of the problems with some solutions historically in wallets, like what you've described, is that after they've been released, security flaws are discovered in them, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why companies like Ledger have been able to maintain their market dominance. I'm curious what your thoughts are about that, and what is your process to gain trust within the market that will allow you to grow?
I think the problem lies in the fact that building something like this, and especially like what I just showed you, it's one of the most difficult endeavors in startups you can begin with. Why? Because it's hardware, which is hard. Everybody knows that. But in our case, it's also ultimate security. So imagine putting those two together not a lot of startups even dare to do it, and they don't get really far. And thirdly, it's crypto. Crypto is known as a scammy space. It's very difficult to actually get to investments. So we are actually in the business of something that is almost completely infeasible. Luckily, we were a bit of a naive entrepreneurs, and we had a big dream, and we kept going for it. But we understood also from the very beginning that we needed the best players in the world if we wanted to build this solution. So that's why we actually went to all of these players, such as IMEC, which is the world leading research group for nanotechnology. They know exactly every single nano level kind of thing that has to be right in your device. We built it from scratch with them. And we also included Kosik, and I guess the person from before who was talking about who did the intro with also Israeli cybersecurity.
Jacob Mendel. Yeah.
Dr. Jacob Mendel, apology. So he will definitely know this group. What they did is they invented the first advanced encryption standard 20 years ago, which is still today used in WhatsApp, officially also by the NSA. It has never been cracked. And this group is also currently leading the post-quantum cryptography standards. And they're also completely the top of the top when it comes to hardware security. They hacked Tesla in 2018. Tesla did the patch, they hacked them again under 2 minutes in 2019. So we're actually working across the board. Every single partner we select, they have to be world class. So today we actually announced, and you can also see that in Cointelegraph, that we partnered up with Proven Run, which is the only party in the world who achieved the EAL7 certification for that firmware. Banks and governments can maximum reach 5 or 6. We have 7. We are the only ones in the blockchain space that can claim it. We have it because we are partnered strategically with the one party who invented it, who spent millions of dollars in it to develop it. And today we are basically the most secure solution because of that in the blockchain space. We have many more validations like that. To just name you one additional, recently one of the most legendary cryptographers has actually joined our team. His name is Jean-Jacques Wisquater. He's the second reference of the Bitcoin paper. He invented zero-knowledge proofs. He did the first practical application of blockchain in 1996, and he was already doing blockchain and notaries in 1989. So that's just to show you like how serious we are about all of this. And also that's why we certified till the maximum level of security, because what you see in the market today with, let's say, these existing wallets is those are MVPs. They prove there is a market, but there are so many things wrong with them. They have several backdoors. You can crack them open. They are not user-friendly. And they also don't think end-to-end. They just think, okay, I'll make a hardware wallet. If it's secure, that's it. We say security, yeah. Security is an end. Yeah, I know.
1 minute left. I want also the other mentors to ask some questions. But the comments I'm getting from attendees is that incredible progress made, that's for sure. So just to allow some time also for the other panelists, questions, Shlomo, Michael?
Yeah, one brief question. How do the users upgrade the software? I believe like with any other device, a software update will be necessary. So how do I update software without running the risk of the thing being hacked?
Yeah, so that's exactly what we have tried to do with our solution. So the obvious choice was for us, the most paranoid version is you never do any updates. Users can choose themselves to do so. In that case, our wallet is as secure as it gets. But we understood that if you wanted to do a firmware update, we kind of had to, because otherwise the day after you buy it, it's already obsolete. It's already behind on the current technology. So firmware updates are possible. We can do them through USB-C. And that's also why we decided to certify the device up until the level of EAL7. So the highest security certification in the world, basically virtually unhackable as they call it. That's the thing that is actually managing your firmware updates. Also, we isolated the USB as an attack vector, and it also runs in secure boot, so that actually on the moment itself, it's being cryptographically signed and all of these, let's say, more advanced hardware security things.
Thank you.
Ruben, I have one question to you, and really made great progress you made, I must say also. As you said, probably you are the most secure device out there, but how do you get this message out to people like me, which are non-techies and need to be convinced? What's your plan?
Well, I can answer that
30-second plan.
Quite briefly. Well, We're launching on Indiegogo in next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. CET, so basically Frankfurt time. And we also aimed to explain it very simply. So have a look there maybe next week, and let me know if there's anything that you're still finding a bit not understandable, because then we can upgrade our page and make it even better in terms of conversion.
That was a 30-second plan.
Awesome. Yes, I am very satisfied with our teams. You can actually go to our YouTube channel and watch the live stream that happened back in April 27. That was the first time they pitched before the program. And now you can watch the progress they've made and compare the pitching. Thank you to all the attendees. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the mentors. Thank you to our strategic partners. And of course, our distinguished panelists here. We are going to now go to the commercial breaks, and we'll continue to live stream from Accelerator Frankfurt at least once a week. We'll announce the day that we decide, and we'll have constant updates with our startups. If you'd like to contact us, my email is ram@acceleratorfrankfurt.com. I'm happy to put you in touch with any of the teams, and let's go catch great waves. You know, these guys could be your perfect wave. So hope to have more talks with investors. Please, panelists and startup, stay here once we go offline, and we'll say our farewell together. So thank you very much. Tim, you can take it to commercial.
They're really giving everything they have into the business that they've created and into the community that they are nurturing. And their help and their patience and their enthusiasm was something which is rare and is one of the reasons I think that in the long term they're going to succeed very well here.
I want to thank particularly Maria and Ram, who were great initiatives of this program, and I guess I speak in the name of all participating startups here. Thank you.
I want to say hi to the other countries tuned in. We've marketed this event also in Finland very strongly and in Israel.
I'm going to tell you exactly why, the reasons why you're here and what we're going to get out of the day as well. Please put your hands together for the founder of Accelerator Frankfurt, Mr. Ram Shoham.
Business life, startup life, entrepreneur, it's all about people. Because it is a big day for Accelerator Frankfurt.
I think that it's a wonderful area to actually develop and adopt initial customers.
This feeling that failing is very, very bad. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to do something, you have to have the ability.
I think the unique thing that Accelerator Frankfurt brings is this connection with Israel. We all know Israel is a startup hub, you know, like the second after Silicon Valley. And what we want to do here in Frankfurt is really create a vibrant ecosystem. And for that, I think it helps that we have this Israeli startups coming to Frankfurt, mixing with their own, with crazy ideas and crazy ways of doing things, with a more stable, down-to-earth German way, systematic way of doing things.
Thanks, VCs, business angels. I think you have the biggest responsibility of nurturing our startup ecosystem. You are the oxygen for the startups.
Maria and Ram, they have a huge background and experience in bringing up startups. So they come from communities in Israel and Finland, where startup is a very strong community and maybe much more active and dynamic than in Germany. And they have brought that spirit to Germany.
No, it's definitely been an outstanding experience, so I would definitely rate it as a 10, for sure.
It would be a 10.
honestly, first program we participated in, but it certainly over-delivered our expectations.
Yeah, this would be absolutely like 100, but if it's at 10, it's close, then I would say 10.
I had a chance to give Accelerator